Alright, hello people of Earth. Turkey Goblins here, the strangest name on the internet. We're here to open more Strange New Worlds. It was quite a fun set to open so far, so I'm looking forward to opening more of it. The cards have been really warped. The packs have been really warped. I don't know if that was the distribution center, or the printer, or if it was the way they were stored, but they are quite warped. Still nice to open though, and I'm hoping to hear back from CCG Castle about what happened with this, so I'm wary about it in the future. So far, I mean, I opened a box of reflections from them that unfortunately I did not get on camera. I opened that all by myself, and then I realized I need to record this. This stuff is sparse on the internet, and I know I would enjoy it, so I need to share it. But unfortunately, that first box of reflections, I didn't think to record it yet. But that box was fine, so I'm just hoping this box is an anomaly or something, because that was a great box. So, look, I could never say her name right, Luxana. I think that the W is silent then, right? Because I always heard it as Luxana in the show. Luxana Troy. She's a Ferengi in this, which is cool. I mean, she did get along with Ferengis really well, right? Gozar. Palar Toff, Ferengi personal transport, styled closely after shuttle pads utilized by the military. This commercial vehicle is manufactured by Ferenginar's leading sellers of private spacecraft. All the most prominent businessmen have holdings in the company. There's actually, I think there's Ferengi text there. I don't know if you can see that. Pretty cool. That could just be a printing error, but no, it's not, because it's on other Ferengi cards here. Let's see if I can get this in focus. Yeah. Let me turn this light up here. Boy, lighting is really difficult, isn't it? I have heard people talk about lighting before in YouTube videos. Lighting. Oh, the natural light is good. It definitely is difficult, but hopefully the quality on this is good and people like the clarity. Quirrell. Coordinated effort. Clandestine agent. And a rare event. Temporal incursion. Plays in your core. And again, your core is just something that always exists. It's like an effect or an enchantment, something like that. Plays in your core. When the player on your right begins a mission attempt, you may flip your dilemma pile over to draw an extra dilemma. Cards that were face up on the bottom of your dilemma pile become face down on the top. I'll be honest, I don't fully understand what that means. Oh, they smell good. They do smell good. I'm hoping to get 1 or 2 more foils. We did get 3 foils in the first 10 packs. This one is beautiful. So I guess in this set there are archive foils and regular foils. I do not know what the difference is. But it sure is beautiful. So we did get 3 foils already, so I'm hoping to get maybe 1 or 2 more. I looked at the rates. The rates are 1 in 7 packs, so they're not too rare. Means of control. Psych test. Observation drone. Ferengi personal transport. Sigmund Freud. Mordok. Was this? I think this was when the Ferengi, the very first episode with the Ferengi. I could be wrong. It was with the Ferengi whip, right? That planet where there were 3 Ferengi that attacked the away team. Borts. Meaningless modifications. I really like that title of that card name, meaningless modifications. Decora Marauder. Though its size and capabilities rival Starfleet's Galaxy-class starship, the Ferengi Marauder carries less than half the crew complement. That's probably the strongest Ferengi ship I've seen. The Ferengi ships usually aren't that strong. That's quite a warship. So this requires 2 major officers and 2 minor officers. I don't know if I mentioned that in full before. So that would be an example of a major officer, and that's a minor officer. Obviously, but you would not be able to put this Cardassian on the Ferengi ship unless you had a Ferengi Cardassian treaty. Boy, that would be a funny treaty, wouldn't it? Ferengi Whip. Rare Dominion. We have 6 integrity, 6 cunning, and 9 strength. Biology, geology, leadership, officer. When you lose 5 points, you may place 2 of your Jem'Hadar present in their owner's discard pile to score 5 points. You may do this only once per turn. Again, I'll be honest, I'm not sure that I'll be able to guess this. I mean, the Jem'Hadar names, in all fairness, aren't really mentioned that often. I think it's probably a Breen or a... no, it's a regular Jem'Hadar. Guess that makes sense with 9 strength. Ometikalan. That sounds like an Avatar name, doesn't it? Ometiklan. Steely Disciplinarian. Yeah, I always prefer to open packs like this so that I could pop the cards back in if for some reason I wanted to. Drafting or whatnot. But you can't always succeed at doing it. Protect the escapees. Danica. Reassuring Physician. I always like the little sub-names. This is a reassuring Physician. That's a Steely Disciplinarian. This is a Treasure Hunter. Let's look at T'Pol. She is an austere commander. That she is, that's for sure. And Tekani Gamor is a prominent official. I think it's quite creative how they do that. Boy, I open really slow. Sorry about that. I just like to enjoy them, take my time. Tongo Confront. Rule of Acquisition number 76. It would be cool if they made Dabo in real life. I don't know if it's a viable game, if they ever fleshed out the rules. But it would be fun. Not for the gambling, just because it seems like a nice, fun, strategic game. Scrawn. Seeing Double. It's just really a shame that this card game isn't being printed anymore. I'll explain what happened here in a moment. Mordok. Goss. Direct Negotiator. And a rare event. Rule of Acquisition number 144. To play this event, you must command 3 Ferengi. Plays in your core. While your Ferengi personnel is facing a dilemma, you may take 2 cards from beneath your Ferenginar and place them in your discard pile to make that personnel gain any skill. So, there's no current Star Trek card games because there's licensing issues where Decipher, the company that printed this game, had the sole license of all of the series, well, except for, the newest Netflix one. And they mishandled the business, and the owner of the company, his brother, embezzled millions of dollars, and that really hurt the company. They lost their Star Wars license because they had a contract to release a certain amount of expansion sets every year. Calisthenics Opponent. And they didn't. They slacked off. It was an agreement with Lucasfilm or whatever. Lucasfilm wanted a certain amount of sets per year for, I suppose, money and continued world building to keep people interested in Star Wars. And for maybe the embezzlement, the loss of funds, the mismanagement, they weren't able to release their quota. And they had a clause in the contract that meant if they didn't meet the quota of expansions per year, they immediately lost the license. And so that's why the Star Wars CCG ended. Star Trek lasted another 6 years to 2007, but that embezzling really hurt them, and there's still some issues with the license, I believe. I mean, I think Decipher, while it is the company is out of business, they I think they still have some licensing. So it's just this weird legal issue where I don't think any Star Trek games can be made currently. Vic Fontaine, I always liked him. He was the Frank Sinatra type, right? When you begin a mission attempt involving this personnel, you may discard a card from hand to subtract 1 from the total cost your opponent may spend on dilemmas. So that's pretty cool. So if you have 8 personnel on one of your ships at a planet location and you're attempting a mission, say, to rescue some captives, generic name, and you have 8 personnel, they're allowed to spend 8 total on dilemmas with these costs up here in the left-hand corner. And this would subtract 1, so they'd only get to spend 7. So I think if it wasn't for that embezzling, the card game would still be going, because although it was smaller than a lot of card games, very devoted following. I mean, as you can tell, there are still people playing today, and the people that do play are loyal to it. So it's quite a bummer. When this personnel uses diplomacy to complete a mission, score 5 points. Klingon wars seldom remain confined to the Empire. Sooner or later, they'll drag the neighboring star systems in. Then the Tholians, the Ferengi, the Federation won't be able to stay out for long. Sort of sounds like America. Kira Nerys, in the sense that you can't really stay out because the country wants to help. Who knows? Let's not get into politics. I shouldn't even have said that. Varia, Soong-type android, Sigmund Freud, Krunk, Outmatched, Heart to Heart, Lauren Data. Okay, we have a rare neutral, 4 integrity, 2 cunning, 10 strength. So they're not very bright, but they're very strong. And they're they have reasonable integrity. Let's see. Infiltrator, programming. While this personnel is attempting a mission, you may reveal 3 androids from hand to make him cunning +7. Okay. And gain intelligence and treachery. These effects last until the end of mission attempt. You may only do this once each turn. This can't be Laura, because Laura has a straight up good cunning. The quote there is, I do not understand. B4, dangerous simpleton. I like this little lore here. Though most Ferengi seek profit without physical confrontation, others cite the 50-second rule of acquisition as reason for a more direct approach. Never ask when you can take. So many rules of acquisition, they can be perceived in different ways, I suppose. But I like the Ferengi that were more physical and just stole directly. They made decent adversaries, even if they had a bit of annoying voices and stuff sometimes. Quark's voice was fine, and Veiled Threat, Berta. Boy, this really is a Ferengi set, though. I didn't think it was, but it is. What I like about the Star Trek sets, though, is even if they have a focus, like soon we'll open To Boldly Go up there, which is the Star Trek Enterprise show, the second most recent one. Even though it has a focus on stuff like that, they will have stuff from the other quadrants, the other timelines. So it's nice to have the diversity in the card set, so you get more than just one focus. Rule of acquisition number 22. Boy, I'd really like to open the Klingon set. I can't remember what it's called right now. But the boxes are very, very expensive, so probably won't happen. Goss, Rare Federation, very low strength, high integrity, medium cunning. Probably a female personnel since the strength is so low. Some of the male personnels have low strength if they're really old, but a lot of the strength is interpreted very literally sometimes, and other times it's not interpreted very literally, so you never know. But quite a bit they're referring to physical strength, so usually you can rely on that. Admiral. I don't know the admiral names very well. Okay, Leonard. Is that old McCoy? Leonard McCoy. I don't remember when he appeared in the future, unless this is his father. Remarkable man. When this personnel is attempting a mission, if you have completed no missions, each of your personnel present is attributes +2. So that makes your first mission that you attempt a lot easier. So you would have a mission that requires, say, treachery, biology, leadership, and medical, plus maybe 32 cunning. You can sometimes get all 4 of the abilities in one, just from one personnel, but then you're lacking the massive amount of cunning. So that would help reduce the number of personnel you need. Charged particle precipitation. Rom, younger brother. Kasem, stern operative. Soong type android. These, when you play them, you decide their skill and their gender. Clandestine agent. In the Paw Wraith's wake. I don't know how I've ever felt about the Paw Wraith. Sometimes I liked them, sometimes I didn't. I liked the Kai turning to the Paw Wraith because she was just awful, wasn't she? So it was nice that she had more I don't know what you would call it, but I like that she was tied to, her motivations were power via the Paw Wraith, and that was ultimately her downfall. Impromptu prison and a rare entrapped. Ascertain. When your drone is facing a dilemma, discard a card from hand and stop that drone to replace all levels of any one skill in that dilemma's requirements with true programming. That is really powerful. So as I was just saying, if you required, say, biology, treachery, medical, officer, you could turn one of those into programming, which a lot of drones have. Come on, foil. Small problems. Randomly select 3 personnel. Each of those who is a large star personnel is stopped. Obtain vaccine. Means of control. Letic. Michael Eddington. Clear ultimatum. I'm going to go a little bit faster now since a lot of these we've seen now. Bruce Maddox. Swagger. Minuet. Rook. Rare Romulan. Quite a beefy amount of stats. 8 integrity, 8 cunning, 6 strength. Archaeology, 2 diplomacy, honor, science, dissident. While this personnel is present with a dissident, each of your Romulan present is attributes +1. I'm really terrible at guessing in this set. I just having a hard time with it. Spock! Romulan Spock, awesome. Human Vulcan. Celebrated ambassador. Okay, so he had an underground of Romulans, right? So that's why he was Romulan. Why he's Romulan in this. He led an underground, and that's what the dissident is. Very cool. Fantastic. Can't get enough of that. On my deathbed, I will remember the smell of fresh card packs. Veiled Threat. The Last Outpost. Investigate power emanations from this ancient outpost of the long extinct Takan Empire. Vedic Assembly. Ferengi Whip. Heart to Heart. Recover Components. Akita. Varia. Scrawn. Krunk. Brinkmanship. Plays in your core while your Romulan diplomacy personnel is facing a dilemma. You may discard a card from hand to meet that dilemma's integrity requirements using cunning instead. That's good for the Romulans, right? Because they don't have very much integrity and they have a high amount of cunning. So that would be very, very good for them. I'm sure there's something like that for Klingons that allows them to use their strength over their cunning. Par Lenore. At the start of each of your turns, you may destroy one of your events to spend additional counters this turn, equal to that event's cost. That's really useful because, as I said, you only get 7 counters per turn. Say you have this event out right here, Temporal Incursion, it costs 3. You can destroy it, and you could spend counters on one turn to get this out for 3, effectively saving the next turn by using Par Lenore. Very cool. Protect the Escapees. Advanced Battle Simulation. Mordok. Recover Components. Dr. Leah Brahms. In the Paw Wraith's Wake. Worth the Price. Varia. Another android. And a rare neutral. Very low integrity. Medium stats. 2 acquisition, archaeology, exobiology, science, 2 treachery, commander of the Jovis, thief. While this personnel is facing a dilemma, you may meet diplomacy and honor requirements of that dilemma using acquisition instead. Yes, I know what I've done is evil, selfish, immoral, illegal, and unprincipled. I've learned to live with it. No idea who this is. Kivas Fajo, collector. Oh, yes, I remember. He was very bad. He was a bad guy. Very bad guy. He was a good adversary, though. Good antagonist. Malardu. Silent Servant. Ferengi Computer. Deliver Prisoners. Oh, that's beautiful, isn't it? Worth the Price. Personal Transport. Sigmund Freud. Mordok. Ports. Meaningless Modifications. Decora Marauder. Delegated Assignment. When one of your unique Deep Space Nine personnel is about to be stopped by a dilemma, stop 2 of your personnel present to make the Deep Space Nine personnel attributes +2 instead. We need to get another foil now. Statistically, we should be getting one right about now. Nava. When you play this personnel, you may take a card from beneath your Ferenginar into hand. No matter where we go, our reputation precedes us, a reputation that has been tainted by the lies of our competitors who maliciously spread the erroneous impression that we are not to be trusted. What a fantastic sentence. Bach. Mayardu. Worth the Price. Impromptu Prison. I think this is a foil. It is! Quarrel. Rule of Acquisition number 22. Ferengi Whip. Flink. T-Bok. Alright, so our rare foil has 8 integrity, 8 cunning, 6 strength, archaeology, diplomacy, honor, science. Well, it's Spock, we can see now because we see human Vulcan. Very, very cool. So we have the regular Spock and the foil Spock. Now let's see how the condition looks. Hopefully it's not dented like T'Pol was. Pretty nice. Yeah, looks good. Set that right there for now. Maybe we'll get one more. Statistically, we've had 4. There's 30 packs in the box, and it's 1 in 7, so probably won't get another one, but it could happen. Advanced Battle Simulation, Nova, Obtain Vaccine, Clandestine Agent, In the Power Rights Wake, Flink, Bruce Maddox, Sanchi, Impromptu Prison, Dr. Leah Brahms, and Provoked Attack. Capture Maneuver plays in your core. Destroy this event to begin an engagement involving your ship with your goal aboard. That ship is weapons +2. If you win, you may name a skill and randomly select an opponent's personnel involved who has that skill to be placed in your brig. That's cool. So, a lot of different things you can do with captured personnel that remain in your brig. They are placed on the bottom middle portion of your play area, and there are cards that allow you to utilize the your captives. You can you can torture them for information, which gives you points. You can sacrifice them. You can. There's lots of different things you can do with them. You can release them as a part of diplomacy to gain a benefit. You can ransom them. Rare Ferengi. 2 integrity, 6 cunning, 6 strength. We got one of these, didn't we? No, this is different. Lurin. At the start of each of your turns, you may discard a ship or equipment from hand to spend 2 additional counters this turn. Cool. We've got 6 packs left, and I don't think I want to make a third video with just the 6 packs, so I'm gonna try and rush these along before the video reaches its limits. Financial Pitfall, Investigate Destruction, Luxana Troy, T-Bok, Personal Transport. I feel like that should be T-Bok, but Varia, Soon Type Android, Sigmund Freud, Krunk, Outmatched, Rare Ferengi. The Ferengi are not uncivilized human. Is that what you suggest? This personal is Astrometrics, Engineer, Officer, Treachery, Acquisition. Tar. Yeah, it's just impossible to guess these rare Ferengi names, huh? It'll be more fun to guess again once we get back to first edition. If we open a premiere set, it'll be a lot easier. Berta, Stay Where Thou Art, Advanced Combat Training, Heart to Heart, Rule. I mean, no one knows Klingon names, or sorry, Ferengi names, right? I mean, Seeing Double, Goss. Oh, we did get another foil. Fantastic. It is a rare Ferengi ship with 7 range, 5 shields, and 5 weapons and 6 shields. When this ship is about to move between a non-F mission, I'm not sure what quadrant that is. Romulan. We got the non-foil of this as well. I need to look up those quadrants because it's embarrassing not to know. Looks like we're not going to finish these packs. I'll have to place them in a separate video where I open another set as well. I'm just really slow. Reinforcement drone, small problems, Tongo confront, Goss. I'll tell you, I'll do a review of what was opened with the last packs. Seeing Double, Quarrel, Clear Ultimatum, Michael Eddington, Swagger. Don't know if you saw that already. I'm going to pretend I can guess it. 7 Integrity, 5 Cunning, 4 Strength. Engineer, Honor, Programming, Transporters. While this person is equipped with an equipment, each dilemma he faces that requires programming or transporters is overcome and its effects are prevented. Montgomery Scott. I cheated, I saw it. You probably saw it as well. Now that's offensive. He's a relic. Instead of a brilliant engineer, he's a relic. How rude. Deliver prisoners. Here we go. When you capture or punish, when you play a capture or punishment event, if you have completed this mission, this event's cost is -1. So that's cool. That allows you to play with your prisoners more easily and do little shenanigans with them. So if you're playing a capture deck, you probably want to complete that mission first. Delicate negotiations. Crunk. That was quite a weakness that Ferengi had, wasn't it? All you had to do was touch their ears and you could win a negotiation. Admiral, 7 Integrity, 6 Cunning, and 2 Strength. We got him. That's McCoy. 2 more packs. Maybe we will finish it, or maybe the video will end abruptly. I think it ends at 33. We're at 32 right now. So let's try. Duranadar, Mayardu, Vedic Assembly, Rook, In the Paul Race Wake, Minuet, Ledik, Delicate Negotiations, Gozar, Palartov. Rule of Acquisition 141. This has a cost of 9, so there must be something you have to do, like use those Ferengi that allow you to sacrifice events and gain 2 points, because you cannot play this. That's cool, though. I like the strategy of that. Oh boy, this is not going to finish, is it? Let's go straight to the rare. Nothing exciting. A Swagger. This might end abruptly. If so, I will possibly do a review of what was opened again. Calisthenics Opponent. The Last Outpost. Kasem. Takeni Gomor. Wait a minute. Oh, I must have... Yeah, I did. I forgot to move him. That's our rare.